Good day to you, O Video Gamer, and welcome to Super Start Select. It's the Start Select that gets you ready for the weekend, as celebrated by that one song.
It's Friday, Friday, gotta get down on Friday.
Everybody's looking forward to the week. Oh, sorry. Anyway, it's been a week of footballing action on GameSpot, with reviews of both Pro Evolution Soccer 2012 and FIFA 12 hitting the site.
What a chance here. Here's an opportunity, maybe. Neatly done by Nani in the early moments.
We'll be talking about the other games coming out this week, as well as your feedback on the show and all the other random thoughts running through your collective minds in today's feedback section.
Also in today's show, OnLive, the new cloud-based gaming service recently launched in the UK. But what is it, how much does it cost, and why should you care? Seb Ford and CNET UK's Luke Westaway have a hard-hitting report.
But first, here's today's news.
It's hard out there for a game developer. Take DICE's Patrick Back, for example. His last game, Battlefield Bad Company 2, was heaped with praise, including a 9.0 review from us. Sells well in excess of 5 million copies, and yet he's still not happy.
That's right. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, poor Back revealed that he just can't help but find himself critical of his previous titles. He said, "I don't know why, but I always feel ashamed about the games I'm involved in making. I can't even bring myself to start up Battlefield Bad Company 2 because I feel so ashamed. I know it's a great product, but still, I only see the things we could have done better."
So, how does he feel now, mere weeks away from the release of his next game, Battlefield 3? "I'm still extremely nervous, not about what other people will think, but about how I will feel about the game. My biggest worry is that I will feel bad about the product. For me, my job is very personal," he said. Want to help out our man Back? Well, just get on the just-released Battlefield 3 beta. Every teenager you snipe helps make his game better.
In other news, the road to I Am Alive's release has taken another sharp turn. After Ubisoft confirmed earlier this week that I Am Alive was still alive, it now has announced that it will be released online only through Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network.
To celebrate the news, Ubisoft has released a new trailer showing the main character returning to a city after a mysterious but cataclysmic event, along with some of the action that has earned the game an M rating in the US. There'll be more throat slashing, impaling and pistol whipping in the finished game, which is nice.
The teaser also flashes the words father, survivor, hunter and loner up on the screen, pretty much all the nouns you need for a brilliant eHarmony ad.
All right, it's the weekend, which means only one thing. Time to celebrate a break from the monotony of your working week by numbing your brain with some video games.
That's right, and this week sees the release of the biggest game this side of Modern Warfare 3. It's FIFA 12. This year's FIFA is thankfully great, with Mark dusting off the old Editor's Choice Award to bestow it on EA Sports' latest, with nothing less than a 9.0 score. The game is now available on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Wii, 3DS, PSP, hell, even the PS2 gets a look in.
Football not your thing? Well, if you're a PS3 owner, you've got the Ico and Shadow of the Colossus collection, Resident Evil, Code Veronica X HD, and Child of Eden. PC owners belatedly get F1 2011, and all platforms receive X-Men Destiny. Although you may want to skip it, we gave it a 4.0.
Buying any of those games? Let us know how that goes in the comments. OnLive launched in the UK this week, but what's an OnLive, I hear you ask? No, wait, that's just the voices in my head. Well, regardless, here's Seb and Luke to tell you all about it.
Hi, I'm Seb from GameSpot.
And I'm Luke from CNET.
And we're going to be checking out OnLive, which is the new cloud-based gaming service, which is available now in the UK. I, for one, actually don't know anything about OnLive. Luke here has been checking it out, and hopefully he can fill me in and fill you in on exactly what it is. So
right.
Let's kick it off. Exactly what is OnLive, Luke?
Okay, so OnLive is an on-demand streaming game service that basically sends games to your PC or your Mac or even your tablet or your television.
Brilliant, cool. And so it's based on the cloud. For those who don't know what the cloud is, how could you explain that?
Okay, so the cloud is basically just a fancy word for online.
Yeah.
So what it basically means is that all of the really difficult bits of running a game, like all the graphical computations, all the number crunching kind of stuff, OnLive handles that all for you. So basically, you're playing the game, they do the number crunching, and they send you like a video feed of what the game's actually doing, the game in progress.
Okay, so it's not like you would be playing a console at home. So you're not processing anything. You're just taking what they've sent back. It's just a video signal.
Yeah, pretty much. You don't need any hardware. They do all the difficult stuff, and they send you the stream.
Okay, so consoles differ from that in that respect. How else is OnLive better in that way for gaming? versus say playing on a 360 or playing on a PS3?
Okay, so OnLive is better than an Xbox 360 in the following ways. Number 1, you don't need any discs. Number 2, there aren't any downloads. 3, you don't have to worry about storage, so it's not taking up any of your precious gigabytes, anything like that. So it's a lot cleaner, a lot quicker if you like.
Cool. But then I'm sure there's got to be some drawback to why not everyone has been doing this so far.
There are massive drawbacks. Okay, so for example, the graphics aren't as good. It won't look as good as 360 or a PS3. It's just not up there graphically. You get compression, little artifacts. It's a little bit ugly at times, especially if your internet connection's not running particularly strongly. And secondly, there is a lag issue because it has to send data away to the OnLive servers and then all the way back. It means that sometimes you might perform an action in game and then there's like a pause before anything actually happens.
How many games right now, for example, do you reckon are there available to jump into?
Right, well, if we take a look at the game selection in the marketplace,
cool.
You can see some of the games that are here, so they kind of put the bigger titles near the top. So Deus Ex was obviously a big hitter, Warhammer, that's good, Homefront, Dirt 3, Arkham Asylum, and you can see we're getting a little bit older already, like Brotherhood, Mafia 2, Splinter Cell Conviction. So there are some great games for this platform, but not too many. If you think of a game that you want, it probably won't be on here.
That's a good way of looking at it, yeah.
Right.
So there's a couple of, I can see there's quite a few good games there. So if we jump into any one of these, I guess that there's like a free trial option available.
Yeah, that's right. So we can hop into Dirt 3, for example.
So I saw there that it said there's a 30-minute time limit on there.
Yes, so there's a 30-minute limit on the trial, but you are basically playing the whole game kind of from scratch. So the minute it's doing this loading thing, the things go around, it's starting. This is kind of it prepping for the streaming. I've watched this several times. In a minute, that car's about to jump into the snow. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh,
there it is.
Okay, and here we go. Right, so now you are basically in the game. So you can see the graphics are, they're not looking too bad. Voice chat. Yeah, so that's basically it. It's cool being able to jump into a game straight away.
Yeah, so just to clarify, we haven't previously downloaded this game or anything. We've literally just
this is totally from scratch. You could be doing this in about 5 minutes of watching this video. Awesome. Please watch to the end, regardless.
Regardless. Okay. So, I mean, you said it's based on streaming the data over the internet. You're effectively just streaming a video signal.
Yes.
So I can just go ahead and assume that you can't really use this service without an internet connection.
Oh no, you definitely need an internet connection. This is totally online.
Yeah.
If you get disconnected, which is something a lot of people are worried about, obviously with an online service, you have, I think, 5 minutes to re-establish your internet connection before the game drops out. So it's good that there's a little leeway.
Sure. So, I mean, where do you reckon? I'm not sure if they've given official numbers, but where's the basic, like base level internet connection?
Okay, so OnLive recommends that you have at least a 2 megabytes per second internet connection. They said that they recommend a 5 megabits per second connection.
Sure.
So that's kind of like the minimum requirements, recommended requirements, right?
Yeah.
But the best thing to do, it's quite easy to set up, so just try it for yourself, see how your internet connection handles it. If you find that it's really glitchy and laggy, then maybe your connection's not going to be strong enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so let's jump into one of these games here and just see how it looks.
Okay.
So we'll just skip through all of the poll.
It takes like half an hour to get into any game these days. No, what do I say?
No, we don't need that. No, don't need that.
Keep going with the question.
Yeah.
While we get to that.
So we're playing on the actual console itself at the moment.
Yes.
And we'll take a proper look at it in a sec. But
okay.
But as you said, we can play effectively on a PC, just off the desktop as you would do with any normal game, I guess.
Yeah.
So we're playing on the console here. We've got you're playing off a controller as well, which is also wireless.
Yes. There are lots of different ways to play. So you can get it on your PC, on your Mac. That's fine. You don't need a particularly powerful PC, as we mentioned, because you don't need any of the hardware on your end. Or there's just slid right behind me here. This is the console, the OnLive game console. This costs just a shade under £70, I think. You do need an Ethernet cable to play it. It goes in. There's no Wi-Fi, which is quite annoying. And it plugs into your television via an HDMI port there.
So it's HDMI only, as it?
There are other connection options, but they don't make it easy. HDMI is basically how they want you to do it.
I see. Cool. And so we're using the controller here. It looks
Yeah.
like there's 2 controller ports, but it takes up to 4.
It takes up to 4,
inputs.
yeah, that's right. With
Yeah.
that console, you get this wireless thing. Does this remind you of anything, Sid?
So that's looking relatively 360-esque.
Yes, it is basically the 360 controller.
It is a 360 controller.
Yeah, but it's all right. It feels quite comfortable. It's not too bad. I mean, for something that's actually pretty cheap. We're playing Dirt 3 now. So
I can see it.
So graphically, it looks okay. When I move, you can feel the lag slightly.
Sure.
Sometimes the lag is so minor that you won't notice it, and sometimes it's bad enough that the game's kind of unplayable. Like, have a go, see what you think.
Okay. So for a game like, say, like a fighting game like Street Fighter, where
Yes.
lag is killer.
Right, yeah. For a game that requires those kind of microsecond decisions, this probably isn't best. But for maybe like a story game, or something that's maybe a bit slower paced, it'll be better. Single player.
You're not going to really notice it.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you finding that?
So this, actually, I'm not noticing much lag at all. I mean, I know it's a driving game, and sometimes there is a little bit of lag between your action and the movement of the wheels underneath. But this feels natural. This isn't. I'm
Just
not
feels
finding
right.
this particularly difficult. I mean, I'm not a very good driver, but more or less staying on the track here. So you can play this on your PC or your Mac, like you said, but you don't have to just use the standard PC controls. You can actually plug in
Yes.
a 360 controller, for example.
Yes, that's right. If you're using it on a computer, other controllers are supported. So the Xbox 360 controller for Windows,
Sure.
that one, and a bunch of other third-party controllers as well.
Sure.
There are some. If you go to the OnLive website, I think they've got a compatibility list. Best to check there.
Sure. Okay, and all right, let's just pause this for a second. So we've covered how much the micro console is.
I know what I want to show you.
Oh,
Show
go
you.
on.
Look, okay, right. I'm just going to hop out. This is cool. I couldn't wait any longer.
Okay.
Okay, exit trial. Okay, so the cool thing about it streaming
Yeah.
is basically it kind of has that video feed to play with,
Yeah.
which means that, like if you go to Arena, for example,
Yeah.
you can watch other people playing games. So here, this is live, this is actual, real people somewhere in the world playing games. So you can hop into any one of these. So this is Cap'em Jack.
I love that guy.
Deus Ex.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's doing just fine.
I think
yeah.
he's hiding, is what he's doing. So
This is surprisingly addictive, just watching other people play games, which is weird, because actually watching other people play games is normally the worst thing in the world. And so there are things you can do along the bottom here. You can kind of add them as a friend. You can give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
let's give him a thumbs up.
Let's give him a thumbs up. Okay, so that
Good
counts
job.
as a cheer as opposed to a jeer.
Sure.
So that's good. So it's fun to watch other people.
Yeah.
And the other thing you can do is create brag clips.
Yeah.
So if something particularly amazing happens while you're playing a game, you press a record button, and the last 10 seconds of your gameplay will get stored as one video. You can also do that from the controller by pressing this little record button.
Record button on the controller itself. So you got like record, play, and a couple of other functions just on the front there.
Yeah, exactly. You
Cool.
press the record button, and that'll take a brag clip. So if we look at some of these, are like the best voted ones. So if we take a look at this Wheelman one, these are other people's brag clips that they've uploaded. There goes. It's Vin Diesel in this game,
It's
right?
Vin Diesel, yeah. And
Oh!
Vin Diesel just jumped
roof,
through the floor.
onto a motorbike.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing.
I'm going to have to see this Red Faction one just there.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is a pretty good one.
Okay. Hey, lady, how you
give it a
doing? What's up?
Nothing, just normal.
Bang.
Boom! Straight through the
That'll
glass.
learn you.
Yeah. So that's pretty fun. So the games themselves don't feel as slick as they do on a console, but some of these features are things that you can't get elsewhere.
Sure.
And they are actually a lot of fun. I like these.
Brilliant. Cool. All right, so it's out in the UK now, and it's been out in America for a while. And you know, if you want to go and sign up, you can head over to GameSpot right now. We've got an awesome partnership going with OnLive, so you can head over there, jump into some of the trials, see how they work out for you. A quick link to that, just go to tinyurl.com/GS OnLive, and you can go and check it out. And all you need is an internet connection. So I guess that's
Yeah,
it.
give it a shot. See
Yeah.
if you like it. It's
Cool.
free to try.
Awesome.
Now, we may get paid ridiculous sums of money to come here and talk about video games, but truth be told, we do it all for you guys.
And also for the money.
Well, yeah, but we still love hearing your feedback. Like Mr. Al White, who said, I just wanted to say thank you for kindly balancing out making me feel like a weirdo for saying Jane had nice hair by quoting my glee at From Software's ingenious pre-release Quelling Monsters. I appreciate it, and you're all very nice people. Aw, shucks.
Sanguis Malice, meanwhile, likes the sun, but only after he's had his gaming fix. The Gears Caliber 11 case looks nice, but I would rather invest in a couple of games. I just got back from a fantastic holiday in Portugal, get you. A couple of days ago, the night before, I was up until 3 a.m. I just had to finish Deus Ex. I'm itching to play through again, but now Gears is calling. I'm going to buy it this afternoon. I might even crack open some of that delicious brandy mel or port that I brought back tonight. Stay classy, Sanguis.
If things ever go wrong as a games journalist, then the Dream Seeker at least thinks I have a future on the Home Shopping channel. Talking about our feature on the Gears of War 3 Caliber 11 case, he says, does anyone else think that Guy gives the folk trying to flog their junk at QVC a run for their money? That was some seriously impressive salesmanship.
Review Reg, meanwhile, thinks that we're tailoring Start Select to his exact tastes. He says our clips of Dragon Age, KOTOR and GoldenEye. It's like you decided to use my own personal favourite games ever. Or do I just like games where my equipment gets robbed? Freud, assistance if you please. Right, that's your lot for another week of Start Select, but remember to check out our mobile game show, Appetite for Distraction, in which Mark flies to Singapore aboard an Angry Birds plane filled with Angry Birds players. It's going to be a long flight.
We'll be back again next week with a whole new week of Start Select, so we'll see you then.